Just going to cut to the chase. I don't know how to do introductions or anything like that. I just need to cut straight to the chase. Charles Barkley, shut up. Okay? He made a statement that he was talking about Kevin Durant going to Golden State, talking about how he was disappointed in that move, talking about he was disappointed more from a competitive standpoint, saying that it would mean more for Kevin Durant to win at home in Oklahoma City versus going over to Golden State to win one. Just like it was important for LeBron James to go back home to Cleveland and win it for Cleveland, the team that drafted him. Okay? Well, what does that have to say about you? Because there's a contradiction right off the top. In your first 45 seconds of your soliloquy, there's already a contradiction. Why didn't you stay in Philly if it was more important? The franchise that drafted you when you first came into the league in the early 80s, why didn't it mean more for you to win in Philly? Let's give him a pass. Let's just say things weren't the same because they obviously weren't of today versus back then. Let's just say there were some things that forced him up out of here, so he had to make a move. And where does he go? The Phoenix Suns. He goes to the Phoenix Suns, which consisted of Tom Chambers, Cedric Ceballos, Danny Ainge, who was a champion from the Boston Celtics multiple times, Kevin Johnson, Richard Dumas, Oliver Miller. Thunder Dan Marley, who was shooting from anywhere around the court, just like Steph Curry. And you didn't get it done because you lost to Michael Jordan's 1993 Bulls. But you were the MVP that year. You had a great season. Only for that to not pan out. And then what happens after that? He goes and joins not only a championship team, but a two-time, not once, but two-time champion Houston Rockets, which consisted of Sam Cassell, Kenny the Jet Smith, Clyde Drexler, Hakeem Olajuwon, Robert Horry. These guys were on the team. Mario Elie. These guys were on the team and were successful only for, a couple of them to leave. But you tried to go and chase that ring, get it with them, and you fell short. So why do you make that statement, Charles? Why do you make that statement? Then he said that they're pretty much like the league, the NBA of today is a whole bunch of bus riders. They're not bus drivers. I got what you meant when you said that. I know what you meant when you said that. I felt it. Because that's true. When I was a little kid coming up, you saw the leader of every basketball team. There was great NBA stars, but there was that one person that stood out because he was the face of the franchise, the bus driver, as Charles Barkley would like to call it. When you think about the Boston Celtics, you think about Larry Bird back then. When you thought about the Lakers at that time, you thought about Magic Johnson. When you thought about the Chicago Bulls, you thought about Michael Jordan. When you thought about the Detroit Pistons, yeah, they were a team, but that driver was Isaiah Thomas. Yeah, the Indiana Pacers, Reggie Miller. Hey, how about the Atlanta Hawks? Not quite successful, but they had a bus driver in Dominique Wilkins that was always making them competitive and bringing it home. Hey, how about Cleveland's Larry Nance? How about that? How about Philadelphia's own Charles Barkley? How about that during that time? So I understand that there's pretty much bus drivers that was back then, but now they're no longer obviously bus drivers because the league is watered down, as you say. So with the league being watered down as it is, and if competition is what's missing, Sir Charles, then why not let guys like Kevin Durant, LeBron James, who started the whole deal, load up and get together with other players and franchises, and let's filter out the real from the fake. So we can actually see players in real basketball come at its finest versus just watching people who should realistically be in the D League, but they're getting max money. You know that's been a problem for the past, I don't know how long, ever since the rules changed to where hand checking wasn't even involved anymore. So why not go on ahead and load up these superstars so now we can filter out who the real NBA superstars are? Because obviously it's not Steph Curry, who you guys have lashed and bashed. He was the unanimous MVP. The boy just sat over here and only did what he can possibly do, which is play his game. And you guys gave him hell and criticism, and he wasn't dominating enough. And then once he lost it, you're trying to give more of the likes to Kyrie Irving like he's the better point guard. So why is there any uproar or any hoopla about Kevin Durant going over here with Golden State? Because obviously they couldn't even hold a candle to the 96 Bulls at all. Why not that? So if the league is so watered down, why not let these teams go and join up together and now make it more interesting, so where the conversation can be a little bit more interesting at that? Why not do that? So until then, Charles, shut the heck up. He's a free agent. He made his move. He went to a team that obviously it fits his style of basketball. And he wants to win. He's not even chasing the money. He just wants to win. What the hell is wrong with that? I'll holla.